You lie back, and the silence settles around you like dusk. The space between your breaths becomes the entrance to something vast. In the stillness, you begin to sense more than you knew you could. This chapter is your invitation not to sleep just yet, but to float. To float through peace, curiosity, and the hidden science of being alive. Asterisk, there is a moment just before sleep when the world softens. The noises fade into the hush of night, and your body feels like it's drifting. Not away from the world, but toward something deeper, something quieter. You are not falling asleep yet. You are arriving. This is your peace space, a place tucked within the folds of your breath, between the thrum of your heartbeat and the rhythm of your blinking eyelids. Right now, you are not rushed, not pulled, not required to be anything. You're just here. Outside, the universe spins in silence. But inside you, an entire world is tuning itself toward stillness. Your body slows, your muscles unwind like ribbon, and your mind, that brilliant firefly of thoughts, begins to dim its blinking just enough to rest. But what if I told you that even in this stillness, your body is discovering things. It has always known, but has never spoken aloud. This chapter is not a beginning, it's a re-entry. Back into yourself. Back into the spaces you don't often visit, not because they're hidden, but because they're quiet. You may think that your senses end where your skin does, that what you feel, taste, see, smell, and hear are the borders of your awareness. But what if there are more? More senses, not mystical, but scientific, real and measurable, just not always named. Before we search for them, breathe in once, deeply. Let it fill your chest like wind in a sail. Then breathe out, as if you're releasing a thought you no longer need to carry. In this hush, your body listens in ways the waking world rarely allows. Can you feel the weight of your limbs? Can you sense the pull of the ground beneath you, that ever-constant reminder of gravity? That's one of the hidden senses. It's called proprioception, the sense of your body's place in space. Even with your eyes closed, you know where your feet are. You sense your hand resting near your side. This isn't magic. It's your brain listening to your body through millions of microscopic whispers, signals from your muscles, joints, skin. Even in silence, your body speaks, and your mind understands. But there's another one, the vestibular sense. It lives deep in your inner ear, not where you hear sound, but where you feel motion and balance. It's how you know when you're upright. It's how you catch yourself when you sway. And right now, as you lie still, it is resting, too, confirming to your brain, yes, You are safe. Yes, you are still. These hidden senses form the quiet scaffold of your being. You don't need to see your body to know it's there. You don't need to hear your balance to feel it. You just are, present, whole, held. This is your peace space, not an escape, but a return. The world outside can wait. Emails, headlines, errands, they all dissolve, for now, into the softness of this moment. Your breath has its own gravity. The air you draw in anchors you, and with every exhale, you drift further into this gentle world where curiosity is not a spark, it's a candle. You don't need to think hard here. You don't need to search for answers, only to wonder, softly taught. So let me ask you something quiet, a thought like a stone placed in still water. What if your body is sensing things your conscious mind has never quite noticed? Not in the way we think of magic, but in the way of biology. The science of being a living, breathing, sensing being. We will go there soon, but not with urgency, with reverence, with calm. Tonight, you are the scientist, not with a lab coat or microscope, but with your stillness, with your breath, with the quiet landscape of your own awareness. The stars outside are still shining, but they don't rush. They don't burn for attention. They simply exist, quietly evolving. Just like you, let your breath slow just a bit more now. Notice the soft stretch of your rib cage, the way your body folds into the mattress, perfectly designed to rest. The senses will explore, go beyond. What you touch or taste, they are the quiet scouts of the body, reporting from within, detecting temperature, muscle tension, pain, pleasure, thirst, even time. They are part of you. Always have been, but tonight we give them a name. And tomorrow, a story, because the body is not just a machine, it is a map. And you are both explorer and destination. Let this thought settle in you now, like mist resting on the surface of a calm lake. You are more aware than you've ever known. And in the chapters ahead, you will remember parts of yourself that have only ever whispered. So rest here for now. Stay still in this soft place between awareness and sleep. In the next chapter, we'll follow a quiet pulse, the body's deep rhythm, to the sense of time itself as it moves through you, without ever ticking loud enough to wake you. Asterisk before. There were alarm clocks before calendars, before the ticking of watches or the blinking of phone screens. There was time, living quietly inside you. Right now, as you lie still, wrapped in the hush of your peace space, you are not just resting. You are sinking. There are clocks inside you. They do not tick, they do not chime, but they keep perfect time Time designed not for minutes or meetings, but for rhythm, for harmony, for sleep. Let me tell you something ancient, something every living thing on earth understands. Even the tiniest cell, the planet spins. And because of that spin, there is light. And then there is dark dot. This cycle, day into night, night into day, is woven into your body's very blueprint. It's called your circadian rhythm, a 24-hour clock that lives in your brain, in a place called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, a name long enough to sleep through. But what it does, it watches the light. It feels the darkness. It tells your body what time it is, not by numbers, but by need. Right now, it knows the sun has gone. And so it sends its messengers, melatonin, a quiet lullaby in chemical form, to whisper, it's time to slow. It's time to drift. It's time to let go. But that's not the only clock. You carry many. There are ultradian rhythms, the gentle waves of your energy that rise and fall every 90 to 120 minutes. Even as you sleep, these rhythms continue taking you deeper, then lifting you softly toward waking, then back down again, in a cycle that feels like floating between clouds. Then there are infradian rhythms, the longer pulses of hunger, and hormones of rest and renewal. The rhythms of the month, the tides of the body. You don't need to control them. They are not here to obey you. They are here to care for you. Even now, as you listen, your body is counting. Not numbers, but signals, sunlight, temperature, stillness, silence. All these tell it, this is night. This is safety. This is safety. This is the time, as something outside, on a screen, on a wall. But the truth is, time has always been within. Your heartbeat is a drum. Your breath, a wave. Your temperature dips gently at night, just enough to tell your brain, begin the night shift, repair, rewire. Remember, and all of this happens even if you're unaware, even if you don't believe it, even if all you do is lie still and breathe. So, take a moment now to feel your rhythm, not just your pulse, but the sway of your body's internal sea. Can you feel it? That gentle slowing, the warmth pooling in your chest, the heaviness in your arms. This is not fatigue. This is rhythm. This is your internal clock winding down, not for sleep alone, but for something deeper. Think of animals. The birds that rise with the sun, the bears that sleep through winter, the coral that blooms only when the moon is full. They do not check watches. They listen to the world and to their own deep clocks. You are not separate from them. You are not above nature. You are nature, wrapped in skin, cushioned in thought, still made of tide and bone and breath. Let this thought soothe you. You don't have to keep time. You just have to trust it. Your body knows when to slow. Your heart knows when to soften. Your breath knows when to become quieter. And right now, you are exactly where you should be. Not early, not late. Just right. So breathe. In again, slow, deep. As if you are drawing time itself into your lungs. Then let it out like the turning of a page. This chapter ends not with a conclusion, but with a transition. Your body is entering night. Not the night of the sky, but the night of the soul. The place where dreams grow, where memories are filed, away where the self gets gently reassembled, and as you rest here, more senses are waking. Senses of pressure, of hunger, of temperature, of intuition. We single quote one by one. But for now, float in this feeling. You are not falling behind. You are flowing in rhythm with the clocks inside you. Let's take away the light for a moment. Close your eyes. Turn your face away from the screen. Let darkness wash gently across your mind like a soft tide. Now ask yourself, where are you? Your eyes are closed, yet you know the shape of your body. You know where your arms rest. You sense your legs stretched or curled. You know if you're sitting or lying down. Even in total darkness, you are still aware, still grounded, still here. This is your proprioception, the quiet sense, the one that tells you where you are without sight, without sound. It is the map of your body that your brain holds, drawn not in ink, but in motion. When you walk through a dark room and don't bump into the furniture, that is proprioception. When you reach for your blanket in the night and find it without searching, that, too. It is the reason you do not float away from yourself. It is the invisible tether, the anchor of presence. And then there is the balance of things. Right now, you may feel perfectly still, but your inner ear, that small, spiral-shaped chamber behind your eardrum, is reading the tilt of your head, the motion of your body, the pull of gravity itself. This is equilibrioception, your sense of balance, like a gyroscope built into your bones. When you spin or stumble or float in a dream, it is this sense that helps you reorient. It reminds your body which way is down, which way is safe, which way is home. And deeper still, there is a kind of perception that does not belong to the outside world at all. It belongs to within. The ache in your stomach when you're hungry, the quickening of your pulse when something scares you, the comfort of a deep breath when you need to calm down. This interoception, the sense of your internal landscape. You are not just a body moving through the world. You are a world moving within a body. Right now, can you feel your heartbeat, not with your hand, but by simply listening? Can you feel the rhythm of your breath, the way your chest rises like a quiet tide? That is interoception. It's the way your brain checks in with your organs, the way it keeps track of what's happening inside. When you sigh, when you curl up because something feels off, when you know you need rest without needing words, that's this inner sense speaking to you, gently, faithfully, always. You don't need to understand it to benefit from it. You don't need to control it. In fact, letting go is part of the process, and here, in this space, that's exactly what you're learning to do. To sense without seeing, to feel without touching, to be fully aware, not because your mind is racing, but because it is still. Because in stillness, you become attuned, not just to the world, but to yourself. These senses, the hidden ones, are like stars in the night sky, invisible in the daylight of distraction, but radiant when the world is quiet, and the world is quiet now. You've made sure of that. This is your peace space, a place where your body finally gets to whisper back to the universe. I feel you. I feel me. I am here. So, let's do a little check-in. Feel your shoulders. Feel your jaw. Soften them. No effort, just invitation. Feel your spine lengthen with the breath. Not straight and stiff, but gently held. Like a reed floating on water. Notice where your weight settles. That is gravity reminding you of your place on this earth, that you belong, that you are supported. Feel your breath slow, like a hand trailing in still water. And now, let your awareness do something rare. Turn inward, not to think, not to analyze, just to sense. To know what your body knows without words, without worry. Because even in silence, even in sleep, you are sensing. You are balancing. You are being. You are alive in more ways than you can count. And this night, this space, it's not just a pause. It's a deepening, a return, a remembering that you are not a machine. You are not a schedule. You are not numbers on a screen. You are awareness wrapped in warmth. You are presence held in stillness. You are human with hidden senses that speak quietly but truthfully. So let the darkness deepen. Let your breath settle. Let yourself drift further into the quiet sea of sensing. Without seeing, asterisk, you may not realize it now, but your body is listening. Not with ears, not with eyes, but with something even more ancient, your skin. Let your thoughts slow. Let your breath deepen. Now feel what touches you. The blanket draped across your shoulders. The pillow pressed beneath your head. Soft weight of the air. Around you, there is no sound here, only sensation. And sensation speaks just as clearly when the world goes quiet. You've heard of the sixth sense. But before that, there was the first sense. Touch, before you could see, before you could speak, you could feel. It was the first language your body ever learned. And even now, it is the one you never forget. You may think of touch as something. External skin, brushing skin, a hand on your shoulder, warmth from sunlight. But it is so much more. Your skin is a map, etched with 100,000 quiet microphones, tuned to changes in pressure, temperature, vibration, and even emotion. This is not poetic exaggeration. This is real, scientific, measured. Your skin can detect the difference between a loving touch and a clinical one, between comfort and coldness, a hug from someone you trust. It doesn't just warm your skin, it calms your nervous system. It lowers your cortisol, it deepens your breath, it slows your heartbeat. Touch isn't just physical, it's emotional infrastructure. It tells your body, you are safe now. You can let go. Right now, as you listen, you might notice the whisper of your clothes against your body, the softness of a sheet, the breath of air across your cheek. That's your skin. Reading the world without needing eyes. And even when the world is too much, too loud, too fast, your skin remains grounded. It's your quiet companion, the translator between self and space. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Feel the way your hands rest, how the edges of your fingers meet the surface they lie on. Trace your attention down your arms into your chest, into the rise and fall of breath. Feel the texture of being, of simply existing as a body in the dark. No thoughts, no effort, just feeling. Think of how a breeze at night feels on your skin, that soft shiver that tells you, I am alive. That's your skin listening. Think of how you know when someone is standing close behind you, even if they make no sound. How your body tenses just slightly before your mind catches up. That, too, is your skin listening. Even in the womb, before we were ever held, we floated in warmth. We absorbed vibration, pressure, movement. The skin remembers. It is the most ancient sense of presence we have. And in this space, as your body begins to rest more deeply, your skin is still doing its work, reassuring you. It says, you are held. You are here. You are safe. Let it say that a while longer. If a thought rises, let it pass. If tension stirs, let it go. Soften your brow, unclench your jaw. Let the weight of the day sink into the mattress. Now picture this. You are lying on a quiet path in a forest, under a night sky. The earth is cool beneath you. The trees stand still and tall. There is no threat, no time. Only the feeling of the world brushing softly against you in the breath of the wind, in the hum of the night air, in the quiet rhythm of your own pulse. Here, you are not just listening with your ears. You are listening with your entire being. Your skin is part of that, the gentle, ancient instrument that tells you when it's okay to rest, touch. When trusted is a lullaby. The texture of peace is real. It's warm, it's quiet, it's familiar, it's already here. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything. Just listen with your skin and allow yourself, at last, to feel what you were always meant to feel, that you are not separate from the world. You are surrounded by it, cradled by it, welcomed by it, and in this night, in this silence, that truth begins to speak more clearly than ever before. Asterisk, you've closed your eyes, but the world hasn't gone black. Not really, not completely. Something still glows behind your eyelids. Maybe it's soft color. Maybe it's a flicker of movement, a memory, a feeling, a place you've never quite been, but can somehow see. You don't have to try. Your mind is already creating, shaping, rendering, even now, with no light entering your pupils. Your brain is filled with images. This is the power of your inner vision, the quiet eye that never closes. Some call it imagination. Some call it intuition. But neuroscientists know, even in rest, the brain's visual centers remain active. Your brain doesn't go dark when your eyes do. Instead, it opens up a different kind of space. One not bound by physics, or time, or light. You've seen it in dreams. You've lived it in memory. You've felt it in those moments of stillness when something inside flickers to life. A picture, a pattern, a place that feels too real to be fake. That is your internal sight. And it is always with you. Right now, without effort, picture something warm, a fire, a sunset, a room you feel safe in. Notice how quickly your mind draws the lines, the way light bends, the colors that surface, the faces that come to life. Your inner vision does not sleep. Even now, as your body settles deeper, your breath slower, your thoughts gentler, this quiet cinema continues to play. Not as distraction, but as restoration. There's a reason dreams are visual. There's a reason memories come back as scenes. The mind remembers through image, and sometimes healing begins not with words, but with pictures. With the moment your mind shows you what peace looks like. So, let's go there now. Close your outer eyes and open your inner ones. Let the lids relax. Let your jaw soften. Let your forehead smooth out. Feel the back of your head settle into its resting place. Now, picture a path made of light. It weaves gently through a quiet field at night. The sky above is deep navy, filled with stars that feel close enough to touch. It only invites you to follow gently, softly, without effort. This is your mind's quiet gift, the ability to create safety, to show you places no one else can see, to turn stillness into scenery, to turn sleep into story. And the best part, you don't need to control it. It's already working. Even now, that flicker behind your eyelids, the shifting lights, those are not accidents. They are your inner world waking up. In ancient times, people believed that dreams were visitations, messages, prophecies. Some still do, and maybe they're right. Maybe your mind knows what you need before you do. Maybe it's trying to show you something you've forgotten, or something you've never seen, but somehow recognize, because vision is not always about the eyes. Sometimes it's about trust, about surrender, about letting the deeper parts of you speak in color, in shape, in rhythm. You've likely had that moment before sleep, a swirl of half thoughts, half images. A face, a room, a window opening in the dark. That's the beginning of inner seeing, the prelude to dreams, and it's beautiful. It's real, so don't rush. Don't try to force clarity. Let the shapes shift. Let the light come and go. Let your breath rise and fall like waves in a black sea. Even the stars you imagine now, they are not fiction. They are echoes of the manto, the echoes of the manto, where it comes, of the real ones. Your mind is built to remember light, even in the dark. And as sleep approaches, that inner vision becomes more vivid, more alive. So let it lead you. Let the quiet movies play. Let the memories soften around the edges. Let new scenes unfold, even if you don't understand them yet, because your brain doesn't just rest when you sleep. It rewires, replays, REIMAGINES. It heals through vision, and it sees for you even when the world cannot. Tonight, behind closed lids, may you see not just with your eyes, but with something deeper, older, wiser. May your dreams be clear. May your memories be gentle. And may your mind continue to paint stars where others see only darkness. Asterisks silence, the absence of noise, the space between everything else. But is it ever truly silent? Right now, you may think you're surrounded by quiet, no talking, no ticking clock, no city traffic in the distance. But if you listen closer, there's something, a soft hum, a pulse, a whisper of your own breath, your heartbeat. The internal rhythm that never stops, because silence, real. Silence doesn't exist, not in nature, not in the universe, not in you. Even in the quietest room, your ears pick up the sound of blood flowing through your veins, the faint rustle of your lungs as they rise and fall, the electric hush of your nervous system buzzing softly, always alive. You don't usually notice it, but it's there, and when the outside world fades, when night wraps around you like a blanket, your brain tunes inward to the deeper sounds, the ones you carry inside. This is the forgotten sense, the one we take for granted. Hearing isn't just about sound, it's about awareness. It's about connection. Even before birth, you heard your mother's heartbeat, her voice vibrating through her chest like a lullaby made of bone and breath. Hearing is one of the first senses we develop, and one of the last to fade when we leave this life. That's why, even in your dreams, there is sound. The splash of water, the murmur of someone calling your name, the crackle of fire in a cabin far from anything. These aren't just memories, they're creations. Your brain is a composer, and in sleep, it builds symphonies. You've likely heard things in a dream you've never heard before in real life. A voice that feels familiar but isn't yours. A song that hasn't been written. Footsteps in a hallway that never existed. This isn't hallucination. It's imagination. And it's beautiful. Let's try something now. Let your eyes rest. Your hands fall gently to your sides and breathe. Now, imagine the sound of rain on a metal roof, a steady tap-tap, cool, distant. A rhythm older than language. Now, bring in the gentle rumble of thunder, not the kind that frightens, but the kind that settles deep into your chest like a soft drumbeat. You're safe, you're dry. You're watching the world from the inside. That sound you're hearing, it's not playing in your room, but your brain is generating it with exquisite detail. That's not magic. It's biology. The auditory cortex, even while resting, can simulate sound so vividly your body responds to it. Your heart slows, your breathing deepens, your muscles relax. That's the power of internal sound. It brings calm. It brings meaning. It brings memory. Have you ever noticed that silence can feel loud, especially when you lie in bed with no distractions? That's not your imagination. It's your brain shifting focus. When there's no external noise, it tunes into the inner world. Teensities, heartbeats, breath, even long-forgotten words whispered by a parent long gone. And sometimes, things that aren't yours. Have you ever heard your name whispered just as you began to drift off? A voice not frightening but curious. That's a phenomenon called a hypnagogic hallucination. Perfectly normal. A moment when the auditory mind begins to dream before the rest of the body follows. In ancient cultures, these moments were considered sacred, whispers from ancestors, messages from the divine. The veil between worlds opening just enough to let sound slip through. Whether you believe that or not, what matters is this: your mind is never truly silent, and that's a gift, because in the stillness of night, when the world hushes and turns away, you are not left alone. You are surrounded by a gentle soundscape that belongs only to you. You can choose what you hear: a stream, waves, a voice that soothes. Your brain will make it real. Even now, close your eyes and listen. Somewhere behind the quiet, there is music. Not from speakers, not from phones, but from inside. The music of breath, the music of thought, the music of you. And as you drift toward sleep, let those inner sounds guide you. A gentle rhythm, a fading melody, the soft, sacred silence that holds sound without needing noise. Tonight, may you hear what heals you. May you listen inward. And may the universe of sound within you be a sanctuary of rest, reverence, and renewal. Asterisk, close your eyes for a moment. What do you feel? The air on your cheeks, the fabric brushing your arms, the temperature of the room, maybe even the faint throb of your pulse beneath your fingertips. Your skin is speaking to you, quietly, constantly. It is the largest organ of your body, and perhaps it's the most sensitive listener you have. It listens to the breeze, to the weight of a blanket, to the warmth of sunlight filtered through glass. And even in the deepest sleep, it never stops sensing. We often forget this language because it doesn't speak in words. It speaks in pressure, in warmth, in electricity. A subtle brush can calm a storm inside your chest. A soft hand on your shoulder can say, "I'm here," without uttering a single sound. From the moment you're born, touch defines your place in the world. A newborn doesn't see clearly, doesn't understand language, but the moment they feel skin against skin, they know safety. They know belonging. Touch is our first language, and perhaps it is also our last. As we grow, we learn to hide from it, to avoid the vulnerability of closeness. But your skin never forgets. Of your childhood blanket, the coolness of water on a summer night. Even in your dreams, your skin plays a role. Have you ever felt a sensation in sleep? A phantom breeze, or the softness of grass beneath your feet, even when your body lies still in bed. That's your tactile memory, a library of sensations you carry within you. And it's not just touch that your skin recognizes. It knows temperature. It knows texture. It even knows emotion. Goosebumps don't just come from the cold. They rise when music moves you. When a memory hits too deep. When fear brushes past your spine like a shadow. That's the skin speaking back, telling you, I feel this too. Have you ever been touched by a breeze that felt different? As if it were brushing something more than just your face. In folklore, such winds were believed to carry spirits, messages, signs. Today, science tells us its nerves, perception, and subtle pressure changes. But deep down, you know it's something more. Because sometimes, when you walk through a room and a chill runs across your arms, it's not the temperature. It's a memory your skin has stored, a moment long gone, echoing through your senses. You might not remember the event, but your skin does. Even in trauma, the body keeps score. The skin learns to flinch, to shrink back, to armor itself. But it can also heal. Touch can restore what was lost. A hug, a held hand, the weighted comfort of presence, even self-touch, placing a palm over your heart can tell your nervous system, you're okay. You're safe. You're not alone. Tonight, in the quiet, let yourself feel. Not just the mattress beneath you, but the air, the warmth, the textures that surround you. Let your body soften into the surface. Let your skin remember not just pain, but gentleness. Let it remember the time someone tucked a blanket over you. The way your fingers fit into another's hand. The way your pet curled against you without a word. Let your skin feel the present, because presence is what it craves most. When you're fully still, the sense of touch becomes sharper. The tiny movements of breath against your chest. The flutter of lashes, the beating of your heart beneath your ribs. You are here, fully here, and your body knows it. The skin that wraps you isn't just a barrier, it's a bridge, a communicator, a witness to every emotion you've ever felt. Tonight, honor it. Rest. Let softness in. Let warmth replace worry. Let your skin speak, and more importantly, let it be heard. Asterisk, close your eyes. What do you see? Not darkness, not really. Look deeper. There's a flicker behind your eyelids, a quiet screen where dreams are projected, where memories replay in imperfect clarity, and imagination paints scenes no one else can see. This your minds. I dot, it's not located in your skull. It doesn't need retinas or lenses. And yet it sees a house you haven't visited in years, a loved one's smile, the exact shade of a sky you only witnessed once, all still live there. Your internal vision is not bound by light. It can conjure places you've never been, people you've never met, and futures that haven't yet arrived. It sees in fragments, in symbols, in motion, and sometimes in dreams. It becomes so vivid. You forget you're dreaming at all. There is a part of the brain, the visual cortex, that lights up the same whether you see a tree or imagine one dot to your brain. Reality and imagination aren't so different. That's the secret of the mind's eye. It blurs the line between what is and what could be. It's why a thought can bring tears to your eyes, why a nightmare can leave your heart racing, why just picturing someone can warm your entire chest, because the images we carry inside have power. And sometimes those images come uninvited, a flash of something strange, a face you don't remember knowing, a place that doesn't exist but feels familiar. There are theories about this, that we're accessing deep memories, or fragments of dreams, or even something older than memory, a collective imagination passed through time. Ancient cultures revered this space. The Egyptians called it the third eye, a vision beyond vision, truth beyond logic. In modern neuroscience, it's still a mystery. Why can blind individuals see in dreams? Why do hallucinations feel real? Why do some memories feel more like films than facts? The truth may be that inner vision is not just about recall. It's a canvas, one your brain never stops painting on. So tonight, lie back and let your eyes close. Not in darkness, but in openness. What image comes first? A face, a place, a color, an object. Don't force it. Let it rise. This is your mind speaking in pictures. Trust what it shows you, even the strange ones, even the ones that don't make sense, because every image carries a message. Even the flickers, even the shadows. Sometimes you'll see things you can't explain, things that don't belong to memory or fantasy. An unfamiliar room, a symbol, a presence. That's okay. The mind's eye is a window. Sometimes it looks inward, and sometimes it opens outward. What if the visions that visit you in the night aren't just yours? What if they're echoes of other dreamers, other lives, other layers of reality? Science hasn't caught up, but maybe it doesn't need to, because tonight your mind is already wandering, already seeing, already remembering. Let the cinema inside play, without judgment, without fear, because in the world behind your eyes, you are both the viewer and the creator. See what you need to see. And when you're ready to sleep, let the curtain fall. Softly, asterisk, you are surrounded by sound, not just the ticking of a distant clock or the soft hum of your breath, but deeper than that. There are frequencies too low to be heard, too high to be noticed, but they are there, always, weaving through the air like invisible threads. And you are tuned to only a narrow band, like a radio dial fixed to one familiar station, missing the symphony beyond the static. But what if you could feel the sounds you cannot hear? Some sounds move so slowly, their vibrations don't reach your ears, they reach your skin, your bones, your chest. These are called infrasounds, deep, low waves made by thunder, earthquakes, even the motion of oceans. Elephants speak in them. So do whales. They can send messages across vast distances beneath the threshold of human hearing, and yet your body still listens. Have you ever felt uneasy in a room with no cause, as if something unseen was pressing in? Sometimes that's infrasound, resonating with your body, stirring something ancient in your nervous system. A biological whisper, stay alert. Even when all seems quiet, it's not magic, it's physics, it's biology. It's your body responding to a language older than words. And on the other side, there are ultrasounds, so high-pitched, they slip past your awareness entirely. Bats use them. So does the medical machine that lets you glimpse the flutter of a baby's heart. These frequencies hold secrets about space, about movement, about the shape of what cannot be seen. Some researchers wonder, could plants hear these frequencies? Could crystals resonate to sounds we can't detect? Could the silence of a forest be humming with signals we are simply not built to perceive? Asterisk, there are also binaural beats, two tones just slightly apart. In frequency, played into each ear, your brain responds not with sound, but with synchronization, a kind of inner tuning, a rhythm your neurons follow without ever needing to hear it aloud. It's used in meditation, in sleep therapy, to bring the mind into balance, to calm, to still, to deepen. So, tonight, as you lie back, realize that your body is not deaf to the world beyond your ears. Your skin hears. Your chest hears. Your brain listens, even when you are unaware. You are more than what you hear. You are what you resonate with. And perhaps your dreams are shaped not just by thoughts, but by tones, by pulses, by waves you don't even know. Your riding dot, could that explain the sudden emotion that rushes through you in silence? the tears that come for no reason, the calm that arrives without explanation. Maybe you've been listening all along, not through ears, but through presence. And so tonight, as the world quiets, can you sense it? The low hum of the planet's breath, the subtle echo of stars, the quiet ripple of your own heartbeat meeting the vast soft music of the cosmos. You are a listener, a receiver, tuned in even when you think you're not. Asterisk, as you drift deeper into rest, your brain doesn't turn off. It opens shelves of memory, replays fragments of your day, resorts emotions, and begins the gentle restoration of your sense of self. This chapter explores how memory, identity, and sleep are intimately woven together. Asterisk, there's a silence now, not of absence, but of presence, of something deep beginning its work while the rest of you softens into stillness. Your body feels heavier, your breaths lower, quieter, and your mind still here, but slowly lowering the lights. This is when the work begins. Inside your brain, a library waits, one not built of wood or stone, but of electric signals and shifting chemistry of patterns, images, and echoes of your day. It's the place where memory lives. Every sight you've seen, every scent that lingered, every word spoken, every glance that meant something is quietly stored away. Not always perfectly, not always forever, but in some form, there. Your brain is not a filing cabinet. It's more like a garden, replanting experiences in the soil of thought. Letting some bloom again later, letting others fall back into the earth. And at night, as you surrender to sleep, the gardener goes to work. You might imagine your brain as a librarian with gentle hands, walking the long corridors of your past, sorting, labeling, discarding. Today's fears are placed next to older ones. Today's laughter echoes down familiar halls. Even your dreams pull fragments from old chapters, combining them with images you didn't know you kept. A child's voice, a streetlight from long ago, the scent of rain in summer, a place you've never been but feels like home. That's the library working, not to remember, but to understand. Sleep is not the absence of thought. It's the reweaving of self in this state. Your brain quietly strengthens certain memories while letting others fade into soft fog. This is called memory consolidation, where short-term experiences are folded into the long-term fabric of you. Your hippocampus, the memory's gatekeeper, passes its stories to the neocortex, like scrolls passed from hand to hand in the dark halls of a monastery. And as that happens, your sense of self is slowly reshaped. You don't just remember what happened. You decide, silently, what it meant. And not all of that process is neat. Sometimes, in sleep, old wounds reopen. Not to hurt, but to heal. Your dreams may take you back to a place you avoided, to a voice that still echoes, to a moment you thought you'd left behind. This is not a punishment. This is memory, trying to bring order to emotion, because feelings don't file themselves. They stay loose until sleep helps them find their place. Have you ever woken up feeling lighter, though nothing has changed? Or remembered something long forgotten, just a smell or a song, and felt your entire body respond? That's your memory whispering, not just in facts, but in sensations. And it's in these subtle, strange hours that your brain becomes a storyteller. It rewrites the plot. It gives characters new faces. It softens the hard parts and strengthens the ones you'll need tomorrow. Sleep doesn't just preserve your memories, it curates them. And what about forgetting? That, too, is sacred. You are not meant to carry everything. Like pruning a tree, your mind trims what isn't needed. Not as a flaw, but as mercy. Because your space is finite, your attention precious, and memory knows that forgetting makes room for what's next. It clears the shelves. It dims old lights. And sometimes that's the greatest gift. So as you rest now, know that a quiet process is unfolding. Your neurons whisper to each other. Electrical sparks dance like fireflies across the dark. Proteins move. Connections strengthen. Fragile thoughts become permanent. And in the vast calm of sleep, you are being gently remade every night, every dream, every breath that guides you deeper inward. This is not escape. It is return. And as you continue drifting, feel the comfort in knowing you do not need to do anything. Your mind is already at work, tending its shelves, stitching your days into meaning, turning experiences into understanding. You are being reassembled cell by cell, memory by memory, until morning will find you just a little more whole than you were the night before. So rest, while your inner librarian lights a candle, opens a new chapter, and continues the sacred task of remembering who you are. And as the final page of this night opens, a quiet question waits in the shadows. If memory builds identity, what happens to the stories the stars remember? Asterisk, there's a hush now, a stillness that isn't emptiness, but fullness, full of the places we've quietly traveled together, through the vast architecture of sleep, the whispers of hidden senses, the echoes of the universe inside you and out among the stars. You began this journey with a breath, seeking peace, seeking understanding, and what you found was the soft, radiant complexity of your own being. Not just thoughts, not just emotions, but a symphony playing in the dark every night. Your mind is not a machine to be silenced. It is a garden, a library, a telescope, and a dream. Within you lies memory and motion, stillness and expansion, silence and signal. And even now, as you prepare to leave this space, know that something has subtly shifted. You've remembered how to listen to the gentle rhythm of your breath, to the subtle messages of your senses, to the language your body speaks when everything else finally grows quiet. Let this peace linger. Let it travel with you long after the screen fades and the night deepens. You are not separate from the stars. You carry echoes of their creation in every cell. And tonight, you've simply remembered. Close your eyes, not to disconnect, but to return to the beautiful, boundless space that was always within you. Sleep well, dream deeply, and awaken gently to a world waiting for your quiet presence. The sleep scientist has closed the journal for tonight, but your journey continues. Good night.